to create like your online virtual product and even make money online right now, then I'd love to help you through that journey as well.
To all the staff from Speakers Institute, you guys have been really supportive and really, really lovely and encouraging. But to everybody else, for all of your honesty and your courage for stepping up here and just giving all, because I've learned so much from every single one of you and it's just been really, really good.
I just wanted to say, being out of the workforce for 6 years, looking after little kids, and this is the first course I've ever done, and it was astounding. It blew my mind. It was beyond my expectations, and thank you, Kate, for the feedback today. That was brilliant, and it's given me the confidence to back myself, because I didn't have that before, because you know, when you leave for a while and you come back, it's all a bit dodgy. So thank you.
Sam, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That has been absolutely awesome. I've learned a hell of a lot today, and I really feel like we're all improving. So thank you so much. It's been really awesome.
I wish everyone all the best on the course. I think it was a wonderful course. And Sam, you've created an amazing business, but I also want to congratulate the people you've got working underneath you, because it wouldn't be that great if you didn't have all this wonderful resource. And I congratulate them for supporting you. It's excellent.
I'd actually just like to thank Sam and the team so much for everything you've done, but I'd really like to thank everybody else. I have learnt so much from all of you. It's just been so exhilarating. I'm so excited for each and every one of you, because it's just, the growth in such a short space of time has been phenomenal. So thank you all very, very much.
So I want to say, look, I've forever been doing courses and programs. I've probably spent over $350,000 in my life. This was worth every cent. I'm very, very impressed with the level of knowledge of the coaches. And they just kept offering gold nugget after gold nugget. We mix.
Shops, speaking at conferences around the world. So investing in this course is really about looking to the future. So it's really an investment in the long term. It's been a really, really professionally put together course. So commendations all round to all of you.
From the age of 9 years old, I have been fascinated with success. The day I left school, I could not read, spell or write. I had no idea what I wanted to be or could be. All I did know was I had a burning desire to create success. I just didn't know where to start or how to achieve it. My only option was to get a job at McDonald's. For 18 years, my desired success mission was to own my own McDonald's stores. For me to achieve this, I needed to be an outstanding performer and create wealth of over $1 million, debt-free. I achieved my desired success mission 3 years ago. I currently own 2 McDonald's stores that produce over $8 million in revenue per annum. For many years, I have had a deep sense that my story, message and knowledge was meant to be heard by more than just the people within my life. I knew I had to find the right person to help me achieve this mission. Sam showed me the power of stories, the ability to be more vulnerable, and most of all, how to systemize 20 years of leadership, business, and success knowledge. If you have a story, message, or knowledge that you want to share and add value to people, Sam is your man.
Hey guys, Sam Cawthorne here, CEO and founder of Speakers TV. Lean in where you can, give us any level of feedback, and we are really excited about your success. And don't forget, the best is yet to come.
Coming from a non-English speaking country in the Philippines, not only the speaking itself is the challenge, but also converting my Tagalog to English. When I attended the boot camp, that's the turning point actually. Turning point in a sense that I believe with all my heart that I have a message to tell to the world. But the question is, how am I going to deliver it? I know that I had the book, the Word of God, to deliver the Word of God, but I also want to know how I can connect to the people that I am dealing with, that I'm talking to. Because I know when I attended one day of Speakers Institute, that's the time that I know that I've been doing storytelling, only to find out that there's a better way of telling the story, and that is showing them. Because I've realized and I have learned that you are going to fail many, many times in order for you to become better. But the good thing about it is this tribe, this group will help you, will cheer you to succeed. And they are here for us to be better, to excel, and to succeed in the field that what we believe we are called or we are born to do. I always remember that pressure makes diamond. So now I can see the sparkle, a little bit sparkle of that pressure. So I'm so thankful for that. What I've learned from my mentors at Speakers Institute, that they are saying that your message is not yours anymore to take. It's for you to deliver it to the world. And the future is so bright, it's so good, because I know that I have the greatest message of all, Jesus Christ Himself. And for me to be a vessel of that opportunity, to be a messenger, to be a delivery boy of this great message, I'm willing to go through this process of learning more and becoming more and be better at what I believe I'm called to do.
Hey guys, Sam Cawthorne here, CEO and founder of Speakers TV. And wherever you are in the world, we're so glad that you've tuned in to this episode here on Thursday. We have brought to you some of the best speakers in the world, and I'm super excited that you made the decision to tune in. And in this episode, we've actually brought to you some of the best speakers in the world to really help you to learn this as your powerful instrument to get your voice out in the world. And if you don't know what your message is, you don't know what your story is, then you have tuned in to the right TV show. And so here at Speakers TV, we've got an amazing collection of testimonials of people sharing their best practice, but I know that you'll get an amazing value from this episode. Welcome to Speakers TV.
I'm very excited to introduce our first speaker for the day. Now, he's a tech entrepreneur, he's an international speaker, and he's written 19 best-selling books, and 11 of them he wrote in 1 year. And that earned him the title of the most prolific author in Australia. How amazing is that? He started his first business when he was 19, and by the time he was 30, he had 3 multi-million-dollar businesses. He is passionate, he has a vision for helping people with their business success, and he's personally trained 50,000 people, and his goal is to touch 1 million. He's created a revolutionary business success tool called BizVersity, and I also understand that he has an amazing work-life balance. He's created an opportunity to have his successful businesses and also travel a major part of the year with his wife and his two sons. So we're very excited to welcome him here today. He loves to help people embrace technology even if they don't understand it. So he's going to be talking about 14 top tech tips to supercharge your speaking business. Could you please welcome Dale Beaumont?
All right, so the topic for this presentation is going to be 14 tech tools to supercharge your speaking business. So I love technology, and I love finding little tools to help me to save time, save money, get things done, and ultimately achieve my mission, which is to help as many people as possible. So we're going to have some fun with these tech tools today. What you're going to do is you're going to need a pen and paper. You're going to need to take notes. There's going to be 14 of them. They're going to be coming thick and fast, so you want to make sure you capture them all. Now, I'll talk about each of them for about 2 minutes or so, and if possible, internet permitting, we'll do maybe 1 or 2 live demos as well, so you can see how these tools actually work. So get ready for some of those live demos coming your way. But I think a little bit later after this presentation, there'll be a little interview, and so I thought that it would be a good idea for you to get to know a little bit about me and my background and my journey, and hopefully I'll try to weave in a few lessons and teaching points along the way. So let me go into a little quick story. So that was me as a kid. I had a lot of energy as a kid. So my mum put me into the sport of gymnastics. And so I started gymnastics when I was 7, and by the age of 9 I was selected for the state squad, and by the age of 11 was training 36 hours a week in the gym, on top of going to school. 2 hours every morning, then go to school for 4 or 5 hours, back to the gym for another 4 hours, so 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. So that was pretty much my life for the next 10 years. I learned a lot of lessons from my sporting career. Hard work. I learned about discipline. I learned about delayed gratification. I learned about how to motivate myself. And most importantly, I learned the value of having a coach. And that just made total sense to me. So when I finished my sporting career, when I finished school, the next thing that occurred to me was I need to find coaches for the next phase of my life. And so that's exactly what I did. As a 18, 19-year-old, I started going along to every workshop and seminar that I possibly could. Any guru that came to town, I would go along to their event, sit there as a student, take notes, and I just knew that if I was to learn from other people's experience, I would be able to fast-track my success. And that's, I'm sure, the reason why you're here right now, is to learn from the best. There's that saying, if I've seen further, it's because I've stood on the shoulders of giants, and that's exactly what I have done. Now, what happened was, at these events, I got inspired. I saw all of these amazing speakers teach me about all these life skills, and I thought, why wasn't I taught any of this at school? How much time did I spend on maths and science and all these things which are great, but how little time do we spend on the skills that you need for the rest of your life? And the other thing that occurred to me when I was at these events, I was looking out, and there were a lot of people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and there were no young people in the room. And so that's when I got inspired to start my first business at the age of 19, which is to take all the best stuff that was out there in the personal development, professional development field, and tailor it and make it relevant for young people. And so we had a DJ at the back of the room, we had a smoke machine, we used to play movies, we had bean bags, and it was just like a big party. However, we would weave in all of these life lessons. And so that's where I started. In fact, that was a photo from my very first presentation that I ever did. And just to give everybody hope, because we've all got to start somewhere, the very first workshop that I did, I had 3 people show up. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This was my entire audience right here. But it doesn't matter where you start. What really matters is where you're going and what your vision is for the future. And so, of course, I kept going. Now, one of the things that you should probably do along the way is to build some credibility. And we didn't have a lot of credibility because we were very young when we started. I was 19. And so I thought there's 2 ways to get credibility. One is to do something for 10 or 20 years. I didn't want to have to wait that long. So the second way was to manufacture credibility. And there's lots of different ways to manufacture credibility. One of them is to write a book. I believe Susan Dean is here helping people to write a book. It completely changed my life. And so we wrote a book called The World at Your Feet, which is a personal development book for young people. We kind of marketed it as the first book for youth by youth, and that book really launched our careers. And we went from having 3 people in our workshops to having more than 300 people in our workshops. And as a result of that book and sending it to some different places and the publicity that followed, we then were able to expand our program into Singapore and then into Malaysia and then into Indonesia, and then we did some programs in Vietnam and New Zealand and of course across Australia. So writing a book was one of the best things that I ever did for my career. I got passionate about writing books because one of the things I love about speaking is obviously you can impact and you can help people and you can change people's lives. But one of the limitations to speaking is you can only impact the people that you're physically in front of at any point in time. But if you're an author, or now of course with things like podcasts and things like videos, you can impact thousands, tens of thousands of people all at the same time in all different parts of the world. And so that really inspired me to go, I want to publish more books. And I came up with this series concept called the Secrets Exposed series, where I interviewed all these highly successful people, collected all their ideas, and put it together in a book in a range of different topic industries. So we started with 2 books in the first year, 2 books in the second year, and then the third year we did 11 books in 1 year, which was really, really crazy and a lot of fun. Okay, so that was my year of publishing 11 books. And that then, I started to have a lot of people then starting to ask me questions about how did you build this business? Because we went from 0 to over $1.5 million of revenue in my publishing business, and then I was an early adopter of technology, websites, selling online. Then I started to embrace video and YouTube, and so people started to ask me, can you help me to grow my business? And so in 2009, I started focusing on working with business owners and entrepreneurs across Australia and New Zealand. And we started a program with just 12 people, and now each year we work with more than 500 business owners every year, and they go through a 12-month business transformation program. So it's a lot of fun. It's my passion. I love helping business owners and entrepreneurs because when you help them to grow, it changes their family, it changes their office environment, their staff, their suppliers, their customers, and it has this huge compounding effect. So the secret there is really find something that you're passionate about. For me, it's business owners and entrepreneurs, and then as they say, when you find something you really love, you never feels like work, it just feels like helping people. Along the way, we have done several partnerships to give back. I formed a partnership with Hands Across the Water, an Australian charity that builds homes in Thailand 7 years ago. And we now take groups of entrepreneurs over to Thailand to visit our projects that we support. A few years ago, we passed the $1 million mark that we'd raised for charity. And now we just clicked over last year $2 million, which is nice. So that's a nice little goal. Yeah. And then I've invested very heavily into technology. We built an app over the last couple of years. The easiest way to think about it, it's like Netflix for business. It now has more than 2,500 business training videos in the palm of your hand. And it's available in the App Store. It's an awesome product. I'm married, have been married for 16 years, have 2 sons, a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. And what we're really proud of is that we've been able to grow a successful business, but also to structure it in such a way that we can spend a lot of time with our family. So what we do is we do 2 months on working, speaking, doing different things, and then we do 1 month traveling the world with our kids. 2 months work, 1 month travel, 2 months work, 1 month travel. So we've been doing that now for the last 12 years. And as a family, we've been to now 85 countries around the world. And we have a lot of fun. And we try to make, the world our global classroom, and we visit different places, and they learn about history and culture and religion and people. And so that's my passion, is to spend time with my family and also to grow my business and help my clients. And if you want to know any more about me, just Google me. Okay, that's it. All right. So now the rest of this presentation is all about you and how I could help you with learning some amazing tools that can add massive value to your business. Okay, so I think we're all aware of how important technology is. Technology is impacting every business, okay? And all we need to know is the rate of change with regards to technology is not slowing down. It's, guess what? Speeding up. So the longer that we avoid or resist technology, then the harder we have to work later to catch back up. And so what I'm going to do is start with some basic tools. And then we're going to get a little bit more advanced, and some of the stuff later is going to be really cool. Okay, so we're going to be moving fast. Just wanted to let you know. Definitely you need to take notes for this presentation, that's for sure. Some of these tools you might have heard of before, but I guarantee you there's going to be a whole bunch that you have not heard of before. I'll do some live demos and then special little gift at the end for everyone as well. Okay, are you guys ready? That was okay. I know we can do better. Are you ready? Yeah. Hey, much better. All right, so let's do it. Let's start with a basic tool, and we'll just keep kind of going through a new one every 2 minutes. All right, so first tool is called Place It. I would like you to call it out in a nice loud voice so we remember. What's it called? Place It. Nice work. Okay, so Place It is the name of the tool. You can just Google it, or it's placeit.net is the URL. Okay, so there was once a time whereby the internet was just text, because if you uploaded an image, it would take like 30 seconds to load. Remember the days of dial-up connection? Thankfully, those days are long gone. And so now we can, of course, add photos and images to our website. And the better quality those images are, then the more sales we make, the higher our conversion rate. So you need to have good quality images. Now, you can and you probably should get some nice professional photos taken, photos of you speaking and on stage, but you may also have products, like for example books perhaps, and you want to get nice photos of those as well. So this tool here, I'm just going to go live onto the internet now and see if we could do a live demo. This tool here has thousands and thousands of pre-loaded images that you can then take and tailor and customize for your particular business. All right, so here we have this book cover, okay, but it's blank. And what I want to do is customize it, because I want to put something out there on social media or do a campaign or something along those lines. And so what I do is I just find a cover of one of my books and then click go, wait a few seconds, and then voila. So just like that, like magic, you've now got this beautiful image that you can then download, and then you could use it on your website. You can use it in social media. You can put it in your slides if you want to as well. And rather than just having a static cover, having something that gives people an emotional connection in a scene where they're physically holding it in their hand, that's going to be much more enticing than just a plain book cover. Okay, let's just imagine that you wanted to promote, an event that you were running. And so what you could do is go to your website, do a screenshot. Okay, so that's a screenshot there. Then what I'm going to do is find another image. This one here is of a computer. And so what I could do is then go and take this particular image here. Okay, just going to try and, maybe the internet's going a little bit slow. There we go. Okay. Wait a few seconds for it to do its thing. I can even crop it, because I want to maybe make it a little bit bigger. So I'll just do that. Okay, and then I go. Wait a few seconds, and then voila. So just like super simple. And there are hundreds and hundreds of graphics like this. And so you could say, hey, check out my new website, or here's my new book. And you can put your book on billboards, or you do whatever you want. So you can get a subscription. I think it's like $12 for a month, and you can get as many images as you want. So you can just go there, have some fun, play around with it, and then you could use these, of course, on your website. You can use them in your slides and in your presentations. But the other place that you should absolutely absolutely use these type of images in social media. And I have a friend of mine who worked at Facebook for 4 years, and while he was working there, he showed me these stats. And what he showed me was that if you put up text on Facebook, you'll get a certain amount of likes, comments, and shares. That's called engagement. If you put up the same text but with an image, okay, on average, you'll get 65% more likes, comments, and shares. And so basically what he said was, if you're not posting with an image, don't bother posting at all. Because now people are scrolling there and scanning their newsfeed faster than ever before. If they see text, oftentimes they don't even stop anymore. If they see an image, the image grabs people's attention and go, oh, what's this about? And then they read the text. So place it, fantastic tool. Make sure you check it out. All right, let's keep moving forward. All right. The next one is called Giphy Capture. What's it called, everybody? Giphy Capture. Now, hopefully you know what a GIF image is. Hands up if you do. Yes? Some of you maybe don't? No problem. Let me explain. Okay, so this is what a GIF image looks like. It's an image that moves, okay? An image that moves. Now, these are very, very effective because they grab people's attention a lot more than just a still image, okay? Now, where we like to use them is we use them in a lot of our marketing materials and in our campaigns that we run. Okay, and so this one here was embedded in an email that we sent, and when we put in a GIF image, we increased our click-through rates for our marketing emails by 7%. Because it just grabs people's attention, it stands out from all the other emails they receive, and also it invokes curiosity. Oh, I wonder what the person's doing, I wonder what they're talking about, and so they just can't help but click. You can't put videos directly into emails, but you can put GIF images in like this, and they work really, really well. So if you like, what I can do is show you how to make a GIF image like this really, really fast. Okay, who'd like to see how to make one in 20 seconds? Yes? Okay, so let me just get a little video here. Again, we'll hopefully get some speed happening in just a sec. And so basically it's free software, and what you do is you take this free software and you put it over any video. Okay, so I'm going to go here, 1, 2, 3, and then stop. About 3 or 4 seconds is all you need. And so now what we have is we're going to put a stop on this, we have this GIF image. And so I'm going to go here, File, and then Save onto my desktop, save it as a GIF image, wait about 3 or 4 seconds for it to save, and then there we go, we're done. So I can close all this down, and then you'll see we now have a GIF image. So I can take this and I can embed that into any emails, just like put it as an attachment, and that's going to grab people's attention. Hey, check out my new show reel, or check out this presentation that I just did at whatever location. Okay, so GIF images really do boost conversion rate significantly. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, the next one is called Sniply. What's it called, everybody? Sniply. All right, what this tool is used for is sharing links. If you come across a nice article and you want to share it, okay, it's a good thing to do. However, what you're going to do is send people away from your page, and they may get distracted and never come back. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to use Sniply. Now, Sniply does two things. The first one's pretty basic, but the second one is really cool. So what it does, it takes a long link and makes it a short link. Now, that's not impressive. There are heaps of tools that do that. That's no big deal. But it does do something else, which is really awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just open up for you this particular tool, and I'll show you now. Open up this one while I'm here. I'll show you what it can do. Okay, so let's just imagine that we have and this is actually what happened. I've read this article, and this is a lady who built a very, very successful business selling cupcakes, and she started a business from her dining room table, and it became a multi-million-dollar business. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I'd love to share that with my audience. And so if I share it in the traditional way, people will leave my website, come here, and they may get distracted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Sniply and turn it into what's called a snip. And so within under 10 seconds, I've now got a new link. This is the new link. And watch what happens. This is the old link. This is now the new link. When someone clicks on this new link, this link now loads in the same way. However, it puts a banner on top of that particular web page. It's now infused with a call to action. So as someone's reading this particular piece, then anytime where they go, okay, I want to know more about this, they can go click and that will take them to your web page. So that website there was Oprah.com. And so you basically now have a piece of real estate on top of someone else's website in order to have it as a call to action to come back to you. So think of it like a boomerang. You're sending someone out to learn something, and then there's an easy way that they can come back and find you and do business with you. Okay, so that one is called Sniply. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one is called Headline Analyzer. What's it called, everybody? Okay, so we all know how important headlines are. Okay, headlines. Whenever we send an email, the subject line is really the headline, and that will determine how many people open the email. When you're doing a presentation, it'll determine how many people will attend your session. If you're doing a split session, there's multiple speakers there. If you're writing a book, if you're doing an article, if you're doing a blog post, if you're doing a video, the first 7 or 8 words will determine whether someone continues to watch or not. Now, the only way to know if a headline was any good in the past was to use it and to kind of hope for the best. Now, there's an algorithm that's been created where you can test the effectiveness of a headline prior to using it. So you can put in your headline, and it gives you a score out of 100 with how good your headline is, based on tests that they've done with tens of thousands of high-performing headlines. And it even tells you what are the words that are missing in order to improve the results. And so what you can do then is just kind of have a bit of a play, and then ultimately what you want to do is you want to get into the green zone. Once you're in the green zone, then you've got a good headline, okay? So this will help you to increase your conversion rates. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one's called Google Optimize. Now, most people have heard of Google Analytics before. This is actually a new feature within Google Analytics that hardly anyone knows exists, and enables you to do something which is called split testing. Okay, so this is one of my web pages. Okay, it's 52ways.com. And if you go there, you can test this out, okay? What happens is that I do split testing on this website. Why? Because I want to maximize the results of this page, as you should any page on your website, okay? So I've come up with this design, but I'm not too sure if it's actually the best design. So what I do is I use Google Optimize to come up with a second version. So we'll call the original version A, and we'll call the next version B. Now, the first thing that you want to test, the most important thing to test on any web page, is what I call the hero image, okay? Because images communicate to our subconscious in like microseconds. When you see an image, instantly you have an emotional response to that particular image, where text takes a few seconds to read and absorb. And so I didn't know what image was going to be the best, so I went this one, and I did another one, this one. This is actually the same web page, and what happens is the traffic comes to the website and it splits it 50-50. So the first person sees A, and then the next person sees B. Next person sees A, and then B, A, B, A, B. Now, let me show you the results from this. So we ran this for a week, and what we found out is the original was converting at 15%, and the new version was converting at 19%. So that's a differential of an extra 4% increase in our conversion rates, or a 23% increase as a percentage. So that's massive just by changing the image. So you could do this if you have a couple of great shots, then you can see which one's going to work the best for you. One other quick example here, this was one of our sign-up forms, and I thought it was a good idea. I thought, oh, green is, go color, and I put some people in the background. I thought it was great. But then later on, we decided, you know what, we should probably test it. And so we did. And so we went with something that was really plain, really boring actually, just like a light gray color, and we were shocked with the results, okay? Here were the results. The green background converts at 12%, and the gray background converted at over 20%, just by changing the sign-up page and how it actually looked, okay? So we now have a saying in our business, and that is this: in God we trust, in all else bring numbers, okay? Because it doesn't matter what your opinion is. Because I really like this, or I really like that. Well, let's just test it, and then we'll soon find out which is the best way to go, okay? And so testing your website is really important. It's free to do this, by the way. And the tool's called Google Optimize. All right, let's move on. This next one you're going to love. It is called Otter. Is anyone here using Otter already? A few of you. Okay. Everyone else, this is awesome. So what is Otter? It's a tool for turning words into text, okay? But it does so really, really efficiently. And so what you do is whenever you're doing a presentation, okay, whenever you're doing a presentation, you basically open up your computer or turn on your phone and you click record. Or if you're doing a meeting with someone, say there's a new person that wants to book you and you're having a meeting, you can just say, hey, look, I'd love to capture everything that we say during this meeting because I want to, if anything happens, want to go back and make sure I've got all of the notes of the conversation. So you click record. So then from there, everything you say then gets transcribed word for word in real time. So it's just a transcription software, doesn't need any training, and it just transcribes and captures everything that you say. So I'll just go blah, 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 blah. There we go. It's got all that. And then you go stop. And then what this does is it's there captured, and everything now is instantly searchable. So if I were to go, okay, a few months ago, I spoke to this guy called Rob, and he was talking about what magazines we wanted to target for this campaign that we wanted to run. So I can then go back to the exact moment in time where we spoke about that particular thing. So everything now is keyword searchable, and so you could use this for recording presentations that you could turn into articles or books perhaps, or if you have important meetings or you're doing staff training, anything that's important that you may want to refer back to later on, you should definitely record with Otter. And what's great is that it can also syncs to the cloud. And so it doesn't matter whether you have a computer or you have a phone or whatever. And what's cool about it as well, if it's a meeting and there's multiple speakers, it recognizes the difference between my voice and Sam's voice, and it will have speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 1, speaker 3. And at the end, you could go, speaker 1 is Sam, speaker 2 is Dale, speaker 3 is Kate, and you give them names, and so you can actually see the whole entire conversation, okay? And right now, you get 600 minutes a month for free, okay? So it's just huge. It's free and it's awesome. So that tool is called Otter. I also use it as well when I write articles. Rather than me having to write the articles, I'll just talk about a subject for 5 minutes, send it to a copywriter, and then they can turn it into an article. So it really saves me a lot of time in creating content. Oh, by the way, the other thing that you can do as well is that if you can upload videos to it. You can upload videos, and then it transcribes the video, and then you can download the transcript as what's called an SRT file, and then you can, when you upload a video to Facebook, you attach the SRT file, and then it adds captions to all of your videos. Because now 80% of videos that are watched on Facebook are watched without sound. And so you need to make sure that you have captions on all of your videos. And this does that as well for free. So who thinks that tool is pretty cool? Hands up. Okay, good. All right, do you guys want some more? Yes? Okay, let's keep going. All right, this next one you're also going to love. This one is called Image Resizer, and the company is called Promo. So if you just search for Image Resizer by Promo, you will find it. All right. So this tool is used for sharing content on social media. And because one of the frustrating things is that every platform has different sizes for everything, okay? For header graphics or icons, and Facebook's different to Instagram, different to Twitter and Pinterest, and LinkedIn now as well. And they all have either feed or stories, and they're all different. So what you can do now is if you're sharing any photos or graphics on social media, what you're going to do is you're going to go over here and you are going to find a graphic. Okay, so my computer's going a little bit slow at the moment. Okay, there we go. Let's pop back up. So I'm just going to find here a image. Okay, so it's going to load in an image. Okay, just give it a few seconds. And then what it's done is it's resized this particular image for every single social media platform that there is, okay? So all the sizes, all the dimensions, all the resolutions, all of it's done. The only thing is that you just need to make sure that you're in the right position. So here, I'm just cut off a little bit for Instagram story. So I click over there, just move it to the side a little bit, and then that one's done. This one's fine. Here my head's chopped off a little bit, so I'm gonna go down here, just lower that tiny bit. There we go. Okay, so that's fine, they're fine, they're fine. I'll just fix this one a little bit here, okay? And then once I've finished, I go download, and all those images download to my computer in one zip file. And then I can, when I use it, it's gonna be the perfect size, the perfect resolution, and whatever I wanna show off, whether it be my books or me on stage or whatever, is gonna be in the perfect position for that particular image. So this used to take someone half an hour to an hour to crop all of the images and get the sizes right and do all this. Now, it takes you literally 60 seconds to get all the images that you could ever want. All right, so who thinks that one's pretty cool? Yes, okay, let's keep going. All right, now this next one is called teleprompt.me, and this is basically it's a teleprompter, okay? And it lives within the browser. So what you do is you go to the website and you type in the actual script, okay? And you click go, all right? And then what it does is that you then start talking and then it will scroll. Are you ready? Imagine if you could go inside the mind of some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs. Well, now you can. I'm Dale Beaumont and blah, 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 blah. So what happened was, I'll just click stop, otherwise I'll confuse it. It basically waited for me to say the opening word, recognized it, and then it starts scrolling, and it scrolls at the same speed that I talk. So if I want to, because there are other teleprompters out there, but you always have to choose a speed, and if you realize it's too fast or it's too slow or you miss a word, or you want to go off on a tangent, it just stops. And then when you go back to that word, it keeps scrolling again. Okay, so this tool is really good and what you would do is you would prop up your computer on maybe a bookshelf, and then if you had a camera, you just put the camera just behind, maybe about 2 meters back, or you could use the inbuilt camera that's in your computer if you like as well, and then you'll be able to create a fantastic video. So that one is called teleprompt.me. All right. Fantastic. All right, let's go into the next one. The next one is royalty-free music. So this website here, icons8.com/music, is where you can go to get free, royalty-free music that you can use as a backing track for your promo video, or if you have testimonial videos as well and you want to have some music in the background, then here there are thousands of tracks that you can download, all different sort of moods, whether you want something that is more upbeat, or something that's more corporate sounding, or something that's more, has more drama or adventure or action. You choose your genre, and then you can find music and download them for free. So that's another handy tool. All right, we are going to skip this one because this one here is looks like it's stopped working, number 10. So, but I'm going to give you a bonus one in just a sec. So skip that one. We're going to go to 11. Okay, so number 10 I'm going to circle back to. All right. This one is very cool. We've been using it a bit in our business, and it's working really well. It's called Bonjoro. And what you can do with Bonjoro is you can link some software to your CRM, okay? So on your website, you probably have, hopefully, you have some type of opt-in form or sign-up form, or maybe it's a speaker request form or something along those lines where people putting in data and putting in information to maybe make an inquiry or to get access to a report or something along those lines. And so what you can do now is you can link that form to an app that lives on your phone, and the moment that someone completes the form, you get a push notification on your phone that has the person's details there and what they filled out. And then what you could do is you can click down on the person's name, you can record them a 60-second video, you can then click send, and then it will send a personalized video to their email. And you can do that within 60 seconds of them completing a form, if you like. Or it doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes later or it's an hour later or 2 hours later. You could then send a personalized message to someone to just get back to them and say, hey, John, thanks so much for filling out my speaker request form. I'm Dale Beaumont, nice to meet you. I'm going to have a look through it, check my calendar. I'll get back to you in the next 24 hours. Looking forward to hopefully working with you. Something along those lines. And by just getting back to people on the fly really quickly in a personal way, especially if you're a speaker and you can come across as authentic and engaging and prompt and responsive, then it shows, wow, this person is clearly, knows their stuff, is on the game, and so that's going to work really well. Okay, so that one is called Bonjoro. It's about $20 a month or something like that, but well worth it if it's going to lead to higher conversion. All right, the next one is called Auphonic, and Auphonic is a tool that can be used to enhance and improve the quality of audio files. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So what it does is if you have an audio file, like I had an audio file, and the quality was actually kind of low, and so I uploaded it. This was the original file, and what it did, it uses software to enhance the audio to get the levels right. If there are two speakers, then it will make one speaker louder, one speaker softer if needed. If there are clicks or pops or there's a hum, it does its best. It uses software to make the audio sound more crisp and clean and clear. So if you have a presentation and you've got a recording, or if you did a podcast and you're in a cafe or something like that and there was some background noise, it does its best to try and get rid of all those unnecessary sounds and find the voices and then amplify those voices, match them to the right levels, all using software rather than having to sit down and try and do it all yourself. It does it all for you, and it's free. So that one is a cool tool, which is called Auphonic. All right, couple more. And are you guys enjoying this so far? Yes? Good. All right. This next one is awesome. It is called Answer the Public. Answer the Public. So this tool is designed for you to work out and find out what people are searching for in Google. Okay. Now, Google has actually changed quite a bit. It's actually now gone beyond just a search engine where people are typing in keywords. They're now typing in entire sentences and questions as well. So before they might type in, buy new car. That was what they used to do 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Now they would type in, what is the best new car to buy under $75,000 in Sydney? Question mark. And so what you can do now is you can use this tool to find out what are people thinking about, what questions do they have around your area of expertise. So what I'm going to do is go to Answer the Public right now, and we'll do a quick live demo of this one. And what you do is you put in your particular topic area. So let's just imagine that you were an expert in, let's just say parenting. So you go get questions. So what happens is the software goes out to Google and a bunch of other places, and in about 10 seconds, it pulls back all the different questions that people are asking around this particular topic, which will then give you ideas. Wow. So it's pulled back 170 different questions, 170 different questions here around the subject of parenting, or if you put in customer service, or if you put in leadership, or whatever your topic is. And what you could then do is you could see it in this list form, and you can print it off if you want to, download it, and you could say, oh, I could answer that question, I could answer that, I could answer this, I could answer that. And then you could turn these into 1 to 2 minute videos where you're going to answer these commonly asked questions, and you're going to put them on your blog, put them on your website. And so you're going to start getting more organic traffic from Google if you start publishing content around the things that people are looking for. Okay, so that's the secret to SEO. Create good content that people are searching for. And keywords are a little bit competitive, but these questions and statements are really wide open. There's a lot of opportunities for you to own your space, okay? So that's called Answer the Public. Have some fun with it. You'll be amazed at what you'll learn and discover. All right, so just a couple more really quick. I want to show you this one because it's amazing. It's called Vidnami. Okay, so let me show you this particular tool. Okay, this is one of my clients, and he is a physio, and he has a website. Okay, and on the website he's got a blog. Okay, hands up if you have a blog here. Yes? Okay, so most of you have a blog, or who's published a book here or wants to publish a book? Okay, a lot of you. All right, so what you can do is you can cut and paste text. So see this here? This is some text. And so what I do is I cut and paste this text here. Okay, so I'll just grab it from here because it's nice and clean. And then when I come over to Vidnami, and I click on make a new video, it says, what do I want this video to be? Do I want it to be for a blog? Do I want it to be for YouTube or social media? Let's go social media. And I can pick what color that I like. Let's just try the orange color here. Go use, and watch this. This is an article. This is an article here about back pain, or whatever your subject is. And what I'm going to do is cut and paste in the article and click go, and it's going to, based on the text only, it's going to make me a video. Okay? So what it's done is it's gone out, and it knows it's separated. The first sentence in that article is, do you have a desk job? So what it's done is it's found a desk, and it's put the words on top. Now if I like that desk, I can go with it. If I don't like that desk, I can just type in desk, and there's more than 35 million images there, so I can just go, I'd rather use this desk. And then here I can say, well, I want to move the text up into the top left hand corner, and then I just go to the next slide here and the next slide here. And if I'm happy with the images, I just use what I've got. I push the words to the corners where there's a gap, and then what I do is when I've finished, I just click on voice, and I can read out the script, and then it will match the speed of my talking with the slides. Okay, and then I can add a music backing track at the bottom as well. I can decide how loud or how soft that I want it to be, and then I click download, and I've made a video. And so what you could do if you've written a book, for example, you can just take every chunk of 200 words and you can turn it into little videos, and you can put them on YouTube, or you can put them onto Facebook, or anywhere that you want. So that one is called Vidnami. It's a really cool tool for making videos. And just one more little bonus one, and then I'll wrap up. This one here is to make sure that we insert this one to the one that we missed, and we've covered all 14 now. This one's called Video Ask. And what Video Ask is what you can do is you can, at the end of your presentation, if you want testimonials, what you could do is you could record a little video and saying, hey everyone, so great to see you today. If you'd like to leave me a testimonial for my presentation, then just follow the prompts below. And then what someone can do is they can watch your video, and at the bottom they can click how they want to leave you a testimonial or how they want to give you feedback. If they prefer to just do text, they can then click and write text and click send. If they prefer to leave you an audio testimonial, they can then leave you an audio testimonial. Or if they want that, they can click and leave you a video testimonial. They can send a video from their phone directly to your phone, and then you can see all the videos and download them and use them however you wish. All right, so they're just a few of the many tools that there are out there to help you with your business. What I want you to do, very quick, just take 10 seconds each, turn to the person next to you and share of those tools which one was your favorite. Go. All right, everybody. Thank you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. So, if you want more around these technology tools, I run a one-day workshop across Australia and New Zealand called 52 Ways, where I go through 52 different tools like this. Okay, I've only been able to cover just 14 today, so if you want to go along to that, you can. You don't need to buy anything, just come along, enjoy the day, and learn lots of great stuff. And I also now run a workshop as well, helping business coaches. So if you want to get into the business coaching area, which is where I've been in for the last 14 years, then you can basically learn about how to build a coaching business at scale, how you can work with 500 clients a year or more. And so that event is another free one-day workshop called Coach at Scale. All right, so that's it from me, everyone. Hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Your communication superpowers and change your destination through transformative presentation skills online. We use between 16,000 and 45,000 words every day. So communicating is easy, right? Wrong. We're constantly communicating with the internet, social media, email, lack of time, and the general noise of life. Communication is a skill. And like any other skill, it takes time and practice to learn and master. And in business, politics, medicine, or any other field, communication skills are absolutely necessary to stand out. Thriving at work daily, advancing in your career, increasing your income, and becoming a leader and authority in your industry. The Online Presentation and Stagecraft for Influence and Authority is a 2-hour online virtual summit that will tap into and unleash your communication superpowers to overcome your fear of presenting in the workplace and of public speaking. You'll transform your business and personal communications so your messages are clear and meaningful. You'll learn the strategies to become more influential and develop stronger relationships. You'll discover the structure and skills you need to prepare a presentation. Warren Tate is a certified world-class speaking coach, best-selling author, and an avid learner on personality profiles, communication skills, strengths testing, and listening. Presented by Speakers Institute. Claim your spot today in this free online webinar.
Just want to share, how good the feeling was after completing the session, and I think the feedbacks were just too good. So that is forcing me to think beyond. I think it was pretty linear thinking earlier, and now it is pretty diversified. So that is very helpful.
Thank you, Charlene, Christiane, and Sam, for obviously the benefit and the inspiration you've given to so many of us, and to all the participants. Because I think, for me personally, this is the first time I've felt that I've been in such a safe space to be vulnerable and to make mistakes. And I know that a lot of us have shared some really traumatic events in our life, possibly for the first time publicly. So that's just been a really huge thing. So thank you for everyone for opening up and for people to open up and be authentic.
I'd like to firstly acknowledge you, Sam. Thank you so much for instituting the Speakers Institute and all of the lovely people who've attended today. I think they've done an absolutely wonderful job. I think all of their stories are worthy of stage presence. I think you'll all go very far.
I Just wanted to say, being out of the workforce for 6 years, looking after little kids, and this is the first course I've ever done, and it was astounding. It blew my mind. It was beyond my expectations. And thank you, Kate, for the feedback today. That was brilliant, and it's given me the confidence to back myself, because I didn't have that before. Because you know, when you leave for a while and you come back, it's all a bit dodgy. So thank you.
And it was really an experience which I was looking for, to give that push, the last push which is needed, because I'm very low on execution. So your story and your message gave me that push which I really needed. So thank you very much, and also to the fellow participant for bearing with me.
Thank you, everyone. You've all inspired me today, and I want to thank you, Sam, for putting this on, and Christiane and Charlene inspired me to come through conversations we had, and so I'd like to thank her in particular, and got a lot out of it. So thank you, everyone, and thanks for all the lovely comments.
First of all, I would like to say thank you, massive thank you to every single one of you. It was a great company. Proximity is power. I'm overwhelmed with all the love and energy and everything else. I've learned so much, and by this sheer circumstances, by now that I'm sitting at home and I actually can do it, I'm blown away that I'm actually doing it. It's amazing.
And I really want to thank you, Sam, for this amazing course.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank every single one of you, especially you, Sam, and all of the mentors as well. There can be at times where we're alone. We think we're the only ones, we feel like we're the only ones going through that, and to share would be to burden each other. But in a space like this, it actually brings us closer together. So thank you very much for sharing all your stories, and thank you for the opportunity.
I'd actually just like to thank Sam and the team so much for everything you've done, but I'd really like to thank everybody else. I have learnt so much from all of you. It's just been so exhilarating. I'm so excited for each and every one of you, because it's just, the growth in such a short space of time has been phenomenal. So thank you all very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It has been absolutely awesome. I've learned a hell of a lot today, and I really feel like we're all improving. So thank you so much. It's been really awesome.
I wish everyone all the best on the course. I think it was a wonderful course. And Sam, you've created an amazing business. But I also want to congratulate the people you've got working underneath you, because it wouldn't be that great if you didn't have all this wonderful resource, and I congratulate them for supporting you. It's excellent.
Thank you very much. All the feedbacks were golden for me. I learned a lot. Plus, how I should not try to put I should not try to put all the information in those 6 minutes. I should let the audience absorb what I'm trying to convey. They should absorb my story, and so as the energy level should fluctuate properly at the right moment. So thank you very much for that.
So I want to say, look, I've forever been doing courses and programs. I've probably spent over $350,000 in my life. This was worth every cent. I'm very, very impressed with the level of knowledge of the coaches, and they just kept offering gold nugget after gold nugget. Definitely was worth every minute as well. Yeah, I really want to thank the coaches, and I've noticed a difference in everyone as well over the last couple of days as well. So thanks.
Guys, I just wanted to say my work relies on face-to-face workshops, speaking at conferences around the world. So investing in this course is really about looking to the future. So it's really an investment in the long term. It's been a really, really professionally put together course. So commendations all round to all of you.
To all the staff from Speakers Institute, you guys have been really supportive and really, really lovely and encouraging. But to everybody else, for all of your honesty and your courage for stepping up here and just giving all, because I've learned so much from every single one of you, and it's just been really, really good. Thank you.
My name is Sarah Coordinate, and a long time ago, I was one of the proteges. Now, back then, I had absolutely no idea where I was going to go. I was an expert in my field, but I was working very much in the corporate space. I also had no followers on any social media accounts. I had no email list. I had no people anywhere on a database that was out there in the public market. but I knew that I needed and wanted to get out, get online, and make a difference to the world. And I knew that the only way I'd be able to do that is to go out and start speaking, putting myself out there as an individual. And it was really confronting because there's all these kind of things that we go through. Will people like me? Will people engage with me? Will anyone even care about what I have to say? Will people mock me? Will people criticize me? Will I be torn down by my competitors or trolls? So I had all of these worries, like everyone else does, not knowing where I was going to start. You know, do I start with the logo, the website, the message, the thing, the branding, the story? It's all very, very overwhelming. So I want to reassure you guys that I was absolutely there. After going on Sam's program, I have gone on to win multiple awards. I have now got over 20,000 students in 146 countries. I have been listed by the Huffington Post as one of the top 50 must-follow female entrepreneurs. I've published 12 books, 5 of which have gone to international #1 bestseller. I recently was headhunted by a university and now hold the record for being the youngest university director in Australian history. And I have done all of this from working in the spare bedroom in my house. I now have a multi-million-dollar education company with children running around. And one of the things that I really want to make clear to other people is that everyone can do this. Every single person. I had no special starting point. I had no investors. I've never had anyone give me money. I absolutely have just started on the corner of a kitchen table with nothing but a dream, a drive, and ambition. And that is the only thing you need to get started.
The discussion about dying should start early. And as we know all of our loved ones, we should start initiating such conversations, because when you see the mindset early, it won't be so difficult to have that conversation when they are really facing death. And it involves a whole community to start and to spark out conversations, and only then can more intervention come in to talk about it. I was just a curious person that is really uncomfortable with public speaking. So I came to bootcamp and I learned how to influence through communication. What I love about bootcamp, I loved the networking and meeting all these people from various walks of life, and how I feel like we have made a good friendship.
You won us over. You're so good at winning people over in such a short period of time. You're actually really good at that. You're about to go into a brand new season where you're going to be more braver than any other time. You're going to be more courageous than any other time. You're going to stand up for the people that are less fortunate. You're going to be a strong voice out there for the people that are voiceless.
My takeaway would be that there are many people like me out there uncomfortable with public speaking, and there will be a group of people who are enabled and empowered to be able to do public speaking just through having attended bootcamp.
This is the Celebrity Authority Show. Please welcome your host, Sam Cawthorne.
Hey, super excited today. We have Sarah Morse in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us, Sarah.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So, Sarah, you are a professional speaker in social sustainability. Tell us a little bit more about what exactly is social sustainability?
Well, social sustainability is anything which relates to people as opposed to just environmental sustainability, which is relating to the environment. So anything that is looking at how we can improve the lives of people worldwide.
Which is very important. Look, I'd love to unpack this with you more, but Sarah, tell us a little bit more about your story and your journey.
Well, my story started in what I thought was a really normal, ordinary life. I grew up in the suburbs of Sydney with a loving family, great parents that just supported me 100%, every single thing that I did, every netball game I had, every speech night I had, every choir concert, they were there every time. And I thought that was just normal. And it wasn't until I went to Africa for the first time when I was 17 on a World Vision study tour. And I suddenly realised how extraordinary that life actually was. So when I went to Africa for the first time and I saw poverty for the first time, my heart really broke for those people. And I determined that I could just come back to Australia and go back to my ordinary life, or I could make a choice to try and do something for those people that I'd met.
Wow, that's really inspiring. So what did you do then after that?
So I came home, that was just at the end of high school, so I started my nursing degree. Then for the past 20 years I've been back and working with some people and to those environments as well to help in those situations.
What did you find all throughout this journey? Because it's now, under my understanding, you've now travelled quite a bit and you've done a lot of work in the area of, social sustainability, as well as also a lot of charitable organisations, etc., etc. Tell us some of the experiences that you have experienced and where exactly you have been.
That's right. Well, I've been to over 50 countries.
Wow.
So some of the places that I have worked with people in poverty are India, Zambia, Romania, Spain, funnily enough. In Ecuador, I worked on a rubbish dump with really the poorest of the poor, people who lived on the rubbish dump. And I remember one day when I was in Romania, and I worked for 2 years in an orphanage in Romania, and I worked with disabled children, and I don't know if you remember the footage of those Romanian children, but they sort of had this thing where they all rock back and forth from neglect and abuse. And so I was sitting in this sort of park area outside the orphanage, and there was about 200 children all around me, and I was just with this one little child, and most of the kids were sort of rocking back and forth, and my compassionate heart was there with that child, but there was something that stirred in me that, like, this is so wrong, and we need to do something on a global level to help people like that.
Sarah, do you think that CSR, corporate social responsibility, is an important issue moving forward?
Look, I do think that CSR is important, but I think the term itself has become overused, and it's something that is now sort of a negative connotation. So people say, oh, we'll just relegate that to CSR, or we'll just give CSR a little bit of attention, but not much. So what I'd really like to do is change the terminology around that and start talking about corporate social opportunity.
I love that.
Because I see that there is such an opportunity for companies to not only invest in the lives of people like the ones that I've met, but also there's an awesome opportunity here in Australia for companies to actually increase their productivity and their performance through corporate social opportunity within their own businesses.
So if there are businesses out there that obviously are watching this, or maybe even team members or team managers, leaders, what would you say to them in regards to the importance of, I don't know, either volunteering or putting, money to support, or maybe even wanting to go abroad and go and experience it firsthand? What's some advice you would give to them?
I mean, I think as I start talking to companies who are doing it, I see that there is such an incredible impact within the company itself. So, for example, a few weeks ago, I interviewed David Cook from Konica Minolta, and they are really doing some extraordinary things.
Is he an executive there?
He is the CEO, Dr. David Cook, the CEO of Konica Minolta.
Great.
And they're really doing some extraordinary things in, first of all, addressing slavery in their supply chains. But they've gone an extra step further in actually sponsoring a program in Cambodia for survivors of human trafficking. And when I interviewed his staff, the things that they were saying to me were things like, I can make a global impact just by turning up to work every day. And I mean, they sell printers and photocopiers. This has nothing to do with printers and photocopiers, but it gives his staff such a sense of purpose.
Just on supply chains, it's under my understanding at the end of 2018 there was a shift in legislation. Is that right?
That's right. So a lot of people haven't heard about this, but it's called the Modern Slavery Act. There are two acts. There's one which is the Modern Slavery Act New South Wales, and there's a Commonwealth Act. Okay. And under both of those acts, Australian companies are now required to be transparent about their supply chains, and if they find slavery in their supply chain, show what they're doing about it.
Wow. So you're saying that not many companies know about this, because obviously it's quite a new legislation that has come on board. Why do you think this was a real shift towards CSO?
Well, I just think that for many years NGOs have been campaigning in this space to ask companies to address slavery in their supply chains. Great. So at the moment there's around 40 million slaves in the world. 2/3 of those are in the Asia Pacific region, which means that here in Australia we are inadvertently using slaves in the food we buy, in the clothes we purchase.
And we don't even know about it.
And we don't even know about it.
Did you say 40 million?
40 million, that's right.
Wow.
and we don't even know about it. And so what's happening is companies are starting to hear about the Modern Slavery Act, and there's kind of a knee-jerk reaction because everybody feels guilty. Nobody wants slaves in their supply chain.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what I'm here to say to people is it's okay. You know, it's not okay that you have slaves in your supply chain, but we're in this together. And if we work on this deeply and consistently, we have the power as corporate Australia to make a global impact on modern slavery.
So is there a step-by-step or a guideline that you can give people out there that, you know, maybe you might be considering either supporting or being a part of? Is there something that you could share with us all to help us to go that next step for whether you're a business owner or even an employee? What's some things that we can help towards, you know, supporting and making a difference in this area?
Right, well, first of all, as consumers, we all have a role to play in contacting the people that we buy products from and asking them about their ethical practices and their supply chains. But in terms of companies, I've come up with a model which I call the Doing Good business model.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, and it's really simple. So it's basically got 5 layers which work from the inside out. So first of all, we're looking at the team of the company. And now, but we don't want to get stuck there because it's sort of like that myth that, you know, I have to make myself perfect before I can do any good in the world. So we don't want to get stuck there in making our teams perfect, because what we find is that as we release people into the community to go and do good in the community and come back, we automatically see an increase in productivity, an increase in engagement, and an increase in innovation.
And so when we send them out, obviously you're going to see raised levels of productivity and performance if they can go out to the communities and do something bigger than themselves. Is that right?
Yep, that's exactly right. And as they come back, they bring all of that positive energy with them back. So their sense of well-being and morale, and the studies which show the level of serotonin in people's bodies increase as they're doing good as well.
So the first one is team.
So we're going to start with our team. Then we're looking at our investors and partners. What do they care about? What are the things that are important to our investors which you know, they're going to put money behind? Because more and more we're seeing that investors are wanting to invest in companies with cause. And so hearing from our investors, and then the next level is our consumers, and that's where that consumer pressure can come in on what we're doing, what consumers are saying that they want. Do you know 87% of consumers will buy a product because that company advocated for an issue that they cared about?
Wow.
87%.
So businesses aren't doing it now, or even aren't sharing to the world of what they are doing, they're losing market capital.
Exactly, that's it. So we've got the 3 layers there. Then we're looking at the local community. So as your team is going out into the local community, maybe a charity of their choice, or it might be something that you decide or vote on corporately. I know at Konica Minolta they sort of had, you know, one in environment, one in, you know, social sort of areas, one in animals, I think. So in that sense, people are able to sort of vote on which ones resonate with them the most, and then there's more ownership of that as well as the team. So that local impact, and then the global impact, which is literally, it's not simple, but it starts with looking at your supply chain. And if we start doing that in our supply chains, you know, it's not just a law that we have to comply with. It's actually, you know, we talk about moving from compliance to culture change.
It's a new way of life.
It is. It's the new way of life. It's a new culture for Australian business.
Sarah, you certainly are really inspiring, you know, your life's mission, and, you know, I'm sure you really are making a difference in the world. It must be truly fulfilling. What do you do for you to recharge your tank, to, you know, to operate at the level that you do, and you're always giving all the time? You're giving of your time and your resources. What do you do for you?
I think there's a couple of things that I do. For me, it's finding stillness in the middle of that busyness, to find that place of stillness. And for me, I find that in prayer. And I try and do that every morning. And we're lucky enough to live right on the edge of the bush. And so I like to just go and sit on our back deck and look at the bush. And even if it's just sort of 10 minutes, just grab that alone time for prayer first thing in the morning. It's really important for me. But then what I love to do is just to go to the beach and just go swim, dive through waves, and just, I find that so refreshing.
And what's next for you, Sarah?
I'm just excited. I'm excited about this year. International speaking opportunities, working on my book. And
what's the book going to be called?
Corporate Social Opportunity. Why doing good is the future of good business.
I love it. Hey Sarah, thank you so much for joining us here in the studio. I really appreciate it. However, just before you go, we actually have a challenge.
Okay.
And we ask all of our guests if they'd like to participate in the challenge. It's the 10 questions in 60-second challenge. So Sarah Morse, do you accept the challenge?
Yes.
All right, Sarah, your time starts now. Favourite colour?
Aqua.
Favourite food?
Mango gelato.
Oh, yum. I reckon that'll be close to mine. Favourite celebrity?
Oprah.
Favourite actor?
Julia Roberts.
Oh, she was amazing, and she is amazing. Favourite professional speaker?
Julie Masters.
Oh, she is amazing. Favourite book?
The Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren.
Yeah, that's a great book. Favourite movie?
Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Favourite city?
Prague.
Favourite drink?
Oh, it's a toss-up between coffee and red wine. I think I'll have to go red wine.
Red wine.
Yeah.
Favourite pizza topping?
Oh, barbecue chicken.
Oh, yum. And Sarah Morse, if you could be an animal, which animal would you be?
I think an eagle who flies above it all and has power. And, yeah.
I love it. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us here at the Celebrity Authority Show.
Thank you.
Our next speaker. After being hospitalised 3 times with stress-related heart problems and burnout, which included flatlining in the emergency room, our next TENx speaker realised that he needed to be a high-performing leader. In his 25 years of working in the global sports, health, education, mind and hospitality industries, he has seen the catastrophic effects of getting your performance environment wrong and how that affects the performance of your people. He has lived in 5 countries, was known as the wild man of triathlon in Asia, and once starred in a Taiwanese drama on TV. And he is now ready to star on the TENx stage. Would you please welcome to the stage the CEO of NRG to Perform, leadership performance expert and active CEO podcast host, Mr. Craig Johns.
Yeah, thank you. When was the last time you did something for the first time? How did it feel? Do you remember the energy, the excitement, your flow, or how time seems to go so easily? Wouldn't it be great if you could experience that energy more often in your life? Do you know we are all CEOs, the chief energy officers of our lives? And think how that energy affects other people and the way you behave. I have found that breaking the CEO code transforms influencers into being high-performing leaders. And today we're going to focus on the 3 Ps of my leadership performance formula. It was 6 a.m. on the 12th of June, 2013. I woke up, got out of bed, and went to the bathroom. I'm lying there on the floor for 5 minutes. I wake up. My wife is distressed, not sure if I'm dead or alive. After about half an hour, I regain my strength, slowly stand up, and walk to the breakfast table. Ambulance, emergency room, doctors, defib paddles, heart rate going above 240 beats a minute, and like a roller coaster, it's 30. Wife is freaking out. Doctor's concerned. Flatline. I'd been working for 78 hours a week for 302 days straight. Have you ever overdone it in your life for all the right reasons? I was loving every minute of work, but I wasn't looking after myself. and it was affecting my performance and team. I wasn't exercising, and I'd put on 14 kgs. I was eating poorly and only sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night. I wasn't allowing my mind and body a chance to recover. As my heart began to reset, I decided to break the CEO code and change the way that I was redlining it 100% of the time by periodizing my energy, enhancing presence, and improving performance habits. I realized that I needed to utilize the 25 years of experience in high-performance sport and business. Do you know that we cannot sustain 100% levels of energy and performance? So I decided to create performance oscillation, which shows how your energy rises and falls depending on your stress load and recovery. If you continuously work longer hours, sleep less, reduce exercise, and negate personal performance, you will see a gradual decline in your energy and performance. The consequence is that your body naturally adjusts to it, and you don't recognize what's happening until it's too late. Have you ever noticed that you get sick when you go on holiday? High performers hold an average level of performance at a high level through small oscillations as they balance periods of work and stress with rest and recovery, just like an elite athlete. CEO periodization allows you to monitor your rest and recovery from a daily to career basis. We start with a 3-to-1 work to rest ratio, and we adapt the rest level depending on our stress load. We're going to use monthly periodization as an example. You take 1 month and break it down into 4 one-week blocks. The first 3 weeks can be more intense with a higher workload. And the 4th week, you schedule no meetings, no travel, work less hours, and spend time with those most important to you. To determine your CEO periodization number in the leadership performance formula, you take the average performance on your performance oscillation graph, called the energy bar, on a scale of 1 to 10. CEO presence, the second P of the leadership performance formula, is all about how you show up and turn it up. Have you ever felt frustrated when you're in a meeting and you're trying to stay focused on making a point, and someone over to the right is challenging what you say? Someone at the front is questioning you, and someone at the back is scoffing at what you say. On the 26th of June, 2007, I'm standing on the start line on a beautiful beach in Bali, Indonesia. With 10 seconds to go, I'm focused on the water. I've done the training, mentally prepared and ready for the start gun, when I receive a tap on the shoulder. "Hey, Kiwi boy, you got a spare tri-suit?" "No, do you need one?" "Nah, but you do." With 7 seconds to go, I slide my hands down my back and notice a split in my tri-suit from my lower back right down my butt crack. With 3 seconds to go, I refocus. But picture this, there are 50 media capturing images from all angles. To my right is a Royal Indonesian family. Surrounding me are the athletes, and behind them are hundreds of spectators. With 3 seconds to go, the start gun goes, I race into the water, dive in, and start swimming around the course. I climb out of the water, and I'm in first place, and as I'm running up the beach, the media have returned, capturing images from all angles. I race into transition, put my helmet on, and start cycling through Nusa Dua. And I remember to turn my number to the back as I continue around Bali. Come into transition, rack the bike, and we start the run. The pace is on as I go head to head with a British triathlete. We're sprinting towards the finish line, and he pips me. As we celebrate across the line, the media in front of us, spectators either side, and a lady calls out, "Can I have your number, please?" I quietly call her over. "Can you wait 15 minutes? My number is 101. Fast forward 4 weeks later, and I receive a package in the mail. And inside is a magazine. And to my surprise, on the front cover is a picture of me from that race in Bali. Phew, it's from the front. I reflected on that moment and realized that how easily could have that distracted me. To determine your CEO presence number in the leadership performance formula, it's all about you focus on what you can focus, around how you can hold attention and how you can raise your energy on a scale of 1 to 10. Humans are creatures of habit and require boundaries in their life. CEO performance is all about adding high performance habits while reducing the unwanted contamination and negative influences in our life. How would you control the energy in the room, the health that you are receiving, the curiously way you grow, the way you enhance your proximity and positively influence others? High-performing leaders are able to remove the negative distractions and negative habits in their life so they can execute energetically with confidence and certainty. To determine your CEO performance number in the leadership performance formula, you add your number of performance habits and subtract your negative ones. You now have the leadership performance formula: CEO periodization plus presence rating plus number of performance habits equals your leadership performance level. You are now ready to be a high-performing leader. Breaking the CEO code where the ordinary don't belong. Thank you.
Craig Johns, everybody.
Hey guys, Sam Cawthorne here, CEO and founder of Speakers Institute and also Speakers Tribe. In this month's masterclass, I'm super excited about it. It's all about packaging. You know, one thing I've found is that as speakers, as entrepreneurs, as thought leaders, and as experts, as authors, we need to be in the long-term game. And also, we need to find ways how we can make money while we sleep. So in this video, I'm going to give you some real insights to what we do here to really help you go from where you are today to where you really want to be, so you're not just getting paid while you're doing the work, but you're also getting paid while you sleep. Everything from an online program all the way through to products and so on and so forth. But really the key insight here is the long-term game. So I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing currently here. So I've just recently got off stage here in front of about 4,000 people here at USANA, which is a multi-level marketing organization. Now I negotiated with the client, and my negotiation was that I will half my fee if they will allow us to sell on stage. Now my fee obviously was very expensive, so I still got a decent fee, but also I then got to sell on stage. However, the sell wasn't necessarily like a $3,000 boot camp or anything at all like that. All it was a $100 price point. One thing I've found is what we need to do is we need to look for ways how we can get them inside our integrated product funnel. and we talk a lot more about this, but basically it's about giving them something for free first, then a smaller price item, then a little bit larger, all the way up through to one-on-one, which is obviously should be your largest priced item, because obviously time equals money, and when they've got you one-on-one time, you should be charging absolute through the roof for that. So in this video here, I'm going to share with you a little bit more about what I did here at this gig. So first of all, I've got two of my main pieces of product, which is my book Balance Forward, as you can see there, and also here's my latest book, which is Story Showing. So we put both of these books in together as a package, and even if someone wanted just one book, they obviously would have to buy both books in order for them to at least just get one book. So one thing I found, particularly whenever you're packaging things, package it to one price, one product. Don't try and have 5 or 6 individual products, just simply have one. That way it's really easy transaction and it's easy for them to buy. However, as part of this package here, because I wanted to make it a $100 item, now if I made it $95, then we'd have to give $5 change back, and you don't really want to be doing too much changing, particularly when there's a big line of people waiting, and just then we literally sold about 400 to 500 of them within the space of about half an hour. So what we've actually got in this package as well is we've got a really cool gift card. So as you can see here, this here is our Speakers Institute access card. And in here, I'll just undo it here. In this here, we've actually got the back part of it here, which is a scratchable back where they do get a number. And here, that is their access number, where they then go online, they register themselves on our online portal, where then we get all their contact details, but then they have this $500 voucher card for our online programs. Obviously from there, then whenever we launch something, we then send them an email, or we can even send them an SMS or whatever it is. And it's a really, really great way to get people connected into your LMS, your learning management system, when you're actually giving them something. So this is a $500 voucher card here for all of our online products, which is really, really cool. Also on top of this, obviously there is a bookmark, and in this bookmark here, if you turn it around, you've actually got a really cool little scan code here for all of our current and upcoming events in every single state and territory, as well as also obviously all our contact details. But this one here is also something else which we're giving in this package. This here is our ticket for our next event as well. So as you can see here, it's a really, really great package. They get the 2 books, they get the $500 gift card, as well as also the bookmark, as well as also their ticket to the next event, and all of that there in a package is only $100. So it's a really quick and easy sale. A lot of them are paying cash, a few of them are paying on card, and it's a really, really quick way. But one thing I really like about this package here, guys, it is all about long term. And what we mean by long term is to get them connected into the system, such as only $100, but clearly they've got a couple of my books, which is some great content there. But then when they register, and obviously everyone wants to claim a $500 voucher, we get their home address, we get their email address, we get their mobile number, etc. Then they can go online, they can access that, they can put in their reward card, and then they can start buying some online things as well. So on our Speakers Institute Access LMS, Learning Management System, we have 5 or 6 different courses there, and they're all around $295 each. So then that means then that they can buy one for $295, but then if they wanted to buy a second for $295, they'll have to then put in their credit card details for them to buy that second one. So it's a great way how anyone at all out there can package their information in a way that you can get paid while you sleep. Yes, guys, you've got to do the hard work. You've got to set up your systems. You need to set up your learning management system. You also need to set up your course, your online course, whether it's a video course or video plus workbook or whatever it is. But you know something, I assume that you're intelligent enough to get the hard work done. So this is a really good way that you can sell at the back of the room for not a huge price point, but actually just that entry-level price point for you to get people just into your integrated product funnel. And so then the next thing then we can sell is our $3,000, $4,000 boot camp. Then the next thing we can sell is our $15,000 protege. or obviously all the way up through to one-on-one with me. So guys, I really hope that this video has really added value to you guys as our tribe members, and really looking forward to seeing many of you at our Speakers Tribe Conference. If you haven't registered yet, make sure you do. speakerstribeconference.com, and always remember the best is yet to come. See you guys soon.
From the age of 9 years old, I have been fascinated with success. The day I left school, I could not read, spell or write. I had no idea what I wanted to be or could be. All I did know was I had a burning desire to create success. I just didn't know where to start or how to achieve it. My only option was to get a job at McDonald's. For 18 years, my desired success mission was to own my own McDonald's stores. For me to achieve this, I needed to be an outstanding performer and create wealth of over $1 million, debt-free. I achieved my desired success mission 3 years ago. I currently own 2 McDonald's stores that produce over $8 million in revenue per annum. For many years, I have had a deep sense that my story, message and knowledge was meant to be heard by more than just the people within my life. I knew I had to find the right person to help me achieve this mission. Sam showed me the power of stories, the ability to be more vulnerable, and most of all, how to systemize 20 years of leadership, business, and success knowledge. If you have a story, message, or knowledge that you want to share and add value to people, Sam is your man.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode here at Speakers TV. My name is Sam Cawthorne and we are super excited about Speakers TV and about these episodes that we bring to you every single weekday as well as also on every single Saturday. Guys, we'd love to hear from you. If you've got any feedback at all for us, or maybe you want to comment right now in the chat bar about what was your biggest takeaway from today's session. But also not only that, why don't you join us? So here at Speakers Institute, we do have a number of programs such as our online boot camps or our protege program. At Speakers Tribe here, we're all about running these big, large annual conferences every year, but also not only that, there is an annual membership that you can get where in your city we do have tribe gatherings, all really encouraging you going from where you are today to where you really want to be. Or maybe you want to tell your friends and your family about Speakers TV. But can I please encourage you, why don't you like this page? Why don't you join us each day? Why don't you tell other people about these episodes? Because we are all about really helping you on this journey to becoming that recognized voice of authority, for you to find your message and your story and get that out there into the world. We are super excited about your journey, so please lean in and join us today. To your success, my name is Sam Cawthorne, and don't forget, the best is yet to come.